Today, we're unpacking a concept that, honestly, it sounds incredibly simple on the surface, but it literally rewires how we operate in our daily professional lives. We're drawing directly from some absolutely fantastic insights shared by Ian Slade, focusing entirely on a vital leadership paradigm. Okay, let's dive into this, because what Slade lays out is a powerful mindset shift that really separates those who stall from those who succeed. It's all about moving away from that culture of constant troubleshooting, and stepping into a space of limitless potential.
So the source material gives us this really stark directive: stop obsessing over what's wrong. It's kind of a shock to the system, isn't it? Because as professionals, and especially as leaders, our typical knee-jerk instinct is to immediately hunt for the flaws. We want to find the leaks in the boat and patch them right away. But the source material challenges this directly. It tells us that this obsession, and yeah, notice the use of the word obsessing there, is actually a massive roadblock. When all of our mental energy is just poured into diagnosing the negative, well, we leave absolutely no room for anything else. It literally halts us in our tracks.
But then we get this immediate pivot. Start asking what's possible. By simply turning our attention away from the closed door and, looking at the open room, we change the whole shebang. The source tells us quite literally that this specific mindset shift changes absolutely everything. And it's not just some nice, fluffy motivational phrase, it is a mechanical change in how we approach our daily work. When you stop asking what is broken and start asking what can we build, your brain, and actually the brains of everyone working around you, starts firing in completely different, highly productive ways.
Which brings us to Section 1, the problem thinker's trot.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real stakes here. Let's look at how our mindset creates immediate, tangible consequences in our work environments. The source breaks down this core divide. On one side, we've got problem thinkers, and they get stuck. They are so bogged down in the mechanics of the obstacle, like, say, a stalled project timeline or a sudden budget cut, that forward momentum just completely dies. In stark contrast, possibility leaders inspire action. Notice the difference: getting stuck in the mud versus generating real forward momentum. If you're leading a team, focusing on possibilities isn't just about good vibes. It's the literal fuel that inspires your people to get up and execute.
Moving right along to Section 2, the power of how.
I want you to take a quick second and honestly reflect. Which phrase do you hear more often in your own meetings? Why can't we? Or how could we? Asking why can't we do this almost instantly prompts a laundry list of excuses, budget constraints, and limitations, right? It just defends the status quo. But asking how could we? So the crucial point is that changing just these few tiny words completely unlocks action. How could we demands creativity. It basically forces the brain to bypass the immediate obstacle and start drafting a roadmap to an actual viable solution.
All right, that leads us to Section 3, driving team breakthroughs.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it anchors the entire philosophy of our explainer today. The quote says, "Every big breakthrough started with someone seeing opportunity, not obstacles." Really think about that for a second. The source material is reminding us that monumental achievements, the big wins, the innovations that change entire industries, they do not come from people who just fix everyday problems. No way. They come from this exact lens. They come from someone looking at a massive, seemingly unscalable wall and seeing the opportunity to invent a ladder.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a concrete daily procedure. First up, you have to shift your thinking. You got to make that internal mechanical change first. Then, number 2, you challenge your team to adopt that exact same how could we mindset. You push your colleagues to approach their roadblocks differently. And once you do that, step 3, watch new solutions appear. The source presents this as an inevitable outcome. If you shift your thinking and challenge your team, the solutions organically reveal themselves. It takes this abstract leadership theory and turns it into a highly practical daily checklist.
Finally, we arrive at Section 4, the mark of great leaders.
Ultimately, it all boils down to this. While others see problems, the best leaders see potential. And the truly fascinating thing here is that both groups are looking at the exact same situation. The data is the same. That squeezed Q4 budget is the same. The tough market conditions are exactly the same. But the best leaders are defined by their vision, specifically their ability to look at that shared reality and extract the potential, whereas everyone else just sees a massive headache. That, right there, is the true mark of leadership.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final provocative question. Are you seeing problems or potential? Look at the biggest hurdle sitting on your desk right now. The thing that is stressing you out the absolute most this week. Are you looking at it and seeing a problem, or are you looking at it and seeing potential? I challenge you to evaluate your current obstacles through this newly acquired lens. Stop obsessing over what's wrong and start asking what's possible. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.